Hey, sports fans, your favorite program, Athletics Chat. This is the epilogue, or actually Larry's monologue or conversations with Larry. It's a one-way conversation where I get to spout off. Okay, deal with it. Anyway, our friend Stuart is in Tokyo, and I'm in Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. And between us, we have been communicating daily, twice a day during the sessions. I stay up Japan time, which means I get up at 4 a.m., go till about 10 a.m., and then collapse for a while, and then come back on at 7 p.m. Stuart is in the stadium in the both sessions and is sending stories. We're also getting stories from a group of writers that we met with through Ori Shantz at the University of Oregon. And then Justin Legatt is cranking out 2 pieces a day, Dave Hunter 1 piece a day, and I write when I can between editing. But I think we're giving you a pretty good view of what's going on. A couple things to note. Most of the photos that you are seeing are from my girlfriend, Kathy Camara, who's been shooting them off the TV because our regular photographers are having a hell of a time getting Wi-Fi that works in Tokyo and being able to send such large files over here. And two of them have just said, "Hey, look, I'll send them to you when we get back, or when they're in a airline, business suite when they're flying back." So it's going to be it's a challenge. We're using photos from various events to cover things, and then we're pulling stuff off the television. We talked about the hundreds, the 200s, we got into the world record in the triple jump, the pole vault. There's been just some great competitions. The one I wanted to talk about was the 400-meter hurdles, men and women. I think there were tremendous events, living way up to the hype. Karsten Warholm and Rai Benjamin were fantastic. And Karsten, after the race, said that Rai deserves to have a gold medal just like him, and so is Allison Dos Santos. And then he gets quoted in a story today complaining about Rai's shoes, even though Puma is working with Mercedes on trying to do the world's fastest shoes. So there's a little bit of confusion in the messaging there. The women's side is pretty straightforward. Sydney McLaughlin and Delilah Muhammad obviously compete against each other, but they also seem to respect each other. Femke Bol had a great performance, 52.03. Delilah Muhammad, 51.58 under the world record, and then an amazing 51.46 by Sydney McLaughlin. Can she go faster? Yes. Can Karsten Warholm, God, I'm going back to another era, Karan Clement, he could, he still should be competing, but he's not. Can Karsten Warholm break his 45.94? I think he can. I don't think it's about fast tracks. I think it's about the high level of athletes we have competing right now, the amazing physicality, the amazing fitness levels of 15 months of hard training. And you put them together and compete, and that's what happens. We've still got about 4 days of the Olympics ahead of us. There's going to be some great performances. We will continue to cover them for you. So watch for we have previews, and then I'll be pouting off on reviews of each day starting tomorrow. And poor Mike has to record all of those. But all in all, I think things have been pretty good. Some comments on the U.S. broadcast. Most Americans are confused about how NBC is doing anything. We don't know if it's NBC regular TV, NBC Sports Network, or Peacock, and they switch back and forth between the others. Case in point, the other night on the East Coast, instead of showing the first round of the men's 1500, they showed WWF wrestling, and people went crazy, and they were texting Jeff Benjamin, our senior writer on the East Coast, thinking that he could, talk to NBC and get him to fix it. Jeff was searching around and finally got onto Peacock and got to watch Matt Centrowitz, they're local, and compete so well. So NBC will have the ratings down, but not because I believe there's not enthusiasm. It's just confusion about what the hell they're doing. up until this Olympics, they wanted everything pretend live. Well, now they're giving it to us live, but people can't see it because they don't know what they're doing. The announcing, the American team that has been doing the NBC network, pretty darn good. The international feed, there's a little, I miss Tim Hutchings. I'd like to see Tim Hutchings, Bill Spalding, Lawrence Johnson, Kara Goucher, Sonia Richards-Ross, Trey Hardy, and Paul Swangard aren't getting enough time. Hadel Bolden we love too. But there's some folks on internationally. The pot shots that one of the women announcers took at Tara Davis is just wouldn't be tolerated if it was on the major network. The comment was, well, if she doesn't compete, well, at least she's entertaining. If a guy said that, he'd be banned from being on TV. So I don't know what the issue was, but I thought it took away from me watching the broadcast. And it wasn't just me. My girlfriend, who loves loves sports, not a big track and field fan. One of the before the New Balance 2020 meet that she went to with me, the last meet she was at was in 1976 to watch me run a meet in King City, California. She's a sports fan, but she was taken aback by how Tara Davis was treated. She just thought it was poor. And Tara seemed she's very enthusiastic. She really likes competing and she likes giving a show. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing bad about it. There could be some bad qualities, but it's not. But the announcing, instead of talking about her performance, talked about all the things that we've been talking about that young women don't need to have to deal with. And I was really surprised that NBC or Peacock would allow that. Besides that, I thought that what we're actually seeing on TV in terms of round by round, because that's what we watch all the track and field stuff, has been pretty darn good. I get up again at 4:30 in the morning, and people are getting up at 1:30 in the morning in California, or 2:30, or staying up all night. The evening sessions which is the morning session in Tokyo, are much easier to watch. The morning sessions in the U.S., which are the evening sessions, are rather difficult. So you're sleep deprived, but it's been a glorious Olympics. Two things I'm happy about. It doesn't seem like many of the media are getting sick over there, thank God. And the athletes, it's very limited too. So kudos for the protocols that the local organizing committee is keeping. I think they're doing a pretty darn good job with it. Would I have suggested them holding the Olympics? I was concerned about it. In retrospect, should I have gone over? I'm still concerned that with my health issues, there could have been some irregularities in that, and I just didn't want to have to deal with that. So hopefully I will be in Eugene. I'm going to try to hit some of the European indoor meets this next winter, just depending on how the pandemic's going. So people, please stay safe. But this is the epilogue for Athletics Chat number 62. Thanks to Mike Deering again, our production manager. Mike's been managing. He just finished up all the previews. I've got to get those posted up. And then he'll be doing the reviews with me tomorrow. And thanks to Stuart. It's poor Stuart had to get up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. to record this a little after 6:30. He's had long days. He's walking 45 minutes back and forth to the stadium with his equipment. I hope he got a place to store it in lovely in the MPC Center, but I'm not sure what's going on for him. And they only have one taxi they can use as a media. The media cannot go on public transport in Japan. It is forbidden. What I wanted to talk about, too, were the events coming up in Sapporo the next few days. 50K race walk, 20Ks in both marathons. We will be covering those for you, too. Typically, what we're doing during the session is doing social media and then posting stories in between. So stay patient, enjoy the Olympics. Make sure you download the app for Peacock TV. Make sure you're watching USA, which is one of the places they're showing it, and the NBC regular TV station in your local area as well. Larry Eater saying stay safe. Athletics Chat 62 Epilogue over and out.